whole bunch of. Okay. All right. Oh, also, look, you guys. Don't you just love it? Isn't it beautiful? That's so cool.
I want to see.
All right. Hopefully this is alright. Yes. Blood pounds in your ears. A dull thump, 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 thump. And where is that ringing coming from? Your heads ache. The sweat stings as it drips and fills your eyes. Blood seeps. From where? You're scared to check. And all at once, it crashes in on you. The clamor of battle, the clang of axes rising up to meet, the enraged roars, the cries of pain, the feel of flesh cutting away with your blade. And at the same time as Berlin and Grognak fight bone and teeth for their very life, for the continued right to breathe, the continued right for the entire city to continue on. Fleet of foot, Sable, you race faster, 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 heart pounding, lungs screaming for. And just when you feel ready to give out, feel like you could collapse, the next step, your foot might just crumble into a heap. You feel a surge, like warm sunlight. And it's as if your legs are new, they're fresh. They're completely remade. And almost with a machine-like agility, you surge forward and you continue on, carrying Sola with that, with a strength that just fills you from where you don't know. But that warm sunlight still shines on you, and it's in this dark, deep tunnel, this dark, deep cave. It's as if you're standing in a field of flowers, and the sun is brightly shining down in the midsummer, and you feel your legs move in a way you've never felt them before, and you soar faster, faster, faster. And with the knowledge that your friends could die at any minute, with the knowledge that the city could fall at any second, run on. And it's as if the goddess of Petra herself is there spurring you on faster, 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 somehow lending her strength to you. And that familiar single thread pops up in your vision as you run and you continue to surge forward. And the more that you sort of stick to that golden thread, and with maybe a muttered prayer with some oxygen that you manage to find, faster, faster, faster. And in the blink of an eye, you and Sola manage to make it, just scrambling as your body collapses in a heap with the weight of sort of this run that you've just done, all the sort of exertion you've put your body through, it all lands on you as you make it to the base of these steps, and you sort of push on that trap door, and you manage to fling it open, and you both crawl out, panting, sweating, dripping on the floor. Well, Sola would probably look at right now, but Sable sort of cries out, you pale, mad with sweat. As you guys do, you make it up into the castle, and you could not recount how you got there so quickly, but you know that in some way the goddess Oketra has come and she has shone brightly on you this day. And Berlin and Grognak, the fight continues ever on. For you, Grognak, the spittle flying from your face to his, and the swing of axes like meat, and like clang, and the sort of the push back and forward as you're both fighting, both struggling. And the sickening sort of snarl and the sneer. And it's very clear that Grimfang is mocking you in this moment. And enraged, you both struggle. And Berlin, I believe you were locked in battle with Marike, Grimfang had moved back, managing to sort of push him off. But Marike is still standing, snarling in both your faces, looking very rough, as Berlin into fashion has tried to crumble him. Berlin, it was you up. How would you like to respond?
So, I'm going to turn to Grimfang and the Howler.
Okay.
And I'm going to toss a bead of force at them.
Beautiful. Okay, go for it. What do I have to roll? Dexterity save?
Yeah, dexterity saving throws.
What do I have for tips?
15.
But is it 15 just to take damage?
That's
We-
just for damage.
We can't interpret. I mean, at least it confuses me whether or not the saving throw saves you from it, or whether or not, regardless of the saving throw, like the saving throw.
Creatures that succeeded on
I
the
think-
save or are partially within the area are pushed away from the center of the sphere until they're.
Yeah, I think if you save this, if you make the saving throw, you don't get stuck in the sphere, but you would still take like half damage or something. Does that make sense?
That's what we did, but it doesn't actually say. I don't think. I think that is what we did before, but I don't know if that was right.
I'm gonna have to ruin the vibe because I forgot to go to the washroom before I started.
Oh,
Okay.
Sorry, I drove from
We're
Dunkin'.
figuring
So.
out.
Got my juice.
Yeah, it says or take
Yeah.
5d4, so if they save on the saving throw, they wouldn't take the damage.
They just.
But
Yeah.
I would say half damage because if you're throwing something and it's gonna like and push them away, like I don't know, I would think that should take some damage on that.
Yeah. I
You can
feel
do
like
half
sometimes too it's implied, like with saving throws, it usually is half damage.
A lot
So I
of the
don't
times
know.
they'll be half damage. Just go ahead and do half damage for that. However, it was 15.
Yeah.
Okay. They both make their saves as Fluffy rolled a 13 and Grimfin rolled a 16, but Fluffy has a +3 for his dex. So roll me the damage on that. And you're gonna throw it into the center, right? So they're gonna get pushed away.
Yeah, they'll get pushed away until they're so the sphere is still gonna be there.
There's no bubble. Anyway, and it's a 10-foot sphere too. Tiny.
Yeah.
So,
That's interesting. So they're gonna probably get pushed like probably one sort of behind, one forward, because there would be no room to the sides really. Especially not for Fluffy.
Is it
Probably
gonna
get pushed
block
behind.
the?
It's gonna kind of block the tunnel.
Okay.
And there'll be 5 feet around it, but yeah, with this sphere, because it's not breakable, right? How long does it last?
10 minutes.
Oh,
Or sorry, 1
okay.
minute. 10 minutes.
That's really interesting.
1 minute.
Because it'll block off the tunnel for a while. For anyone that's larger than like 5 feet to go past.
Wider than 5 feet.
Yeah. I'd like that.
That's like anybody though.
No, because Marike would be bigger. Fluffy would be
Bigger
bigger.
than 5 feet.
Yeah. Marike's a Goliath. He would be.
Plus he was pretty huge himself.
Marike takes up like like the actual mini. Usually these are kind of a good range to go off of. So Goliath, like he takes up quite a bit of space. I don't know if he could squeeze past 5 feet. And Fluffy is supposed to be bigger than he looks as his tiny little worm self. He's supposed to take up 8 feet by 8
Oh.
feet. His
Okay.
little worm. I looked all around my house. I was like, I don't have like Barbie dolls or something that has a doll, like a dog somewhere.
Okay.
Hey, good. We're still making a room.
On the thingy.
Yeah, and we just realized that the sphere is gonna block them. Which is so funny.
That's actually awesome.
But yeah, you move it. You can
I
just,
know it's
kick
actually
it down the tunnel.
yeah. Well, because I'm gonna say that probably Fluffy gets pushed behind it and Grimfang in front of it. Because Grimfang could get pushed to the side because he would fit in that 5 feet.
Oh, did they
But-
both win the goals?
Yeah,
No.
So 12, so that's 6 damage.
6 damage each. Okay. Oh, I love that because that made it easy map for one of them.
No, I think they would both take 12, wouldn't they?
No,
No, 'cause
they
they-
saved from the DC.
But I think it says do the save or take the damage, doesn't it?
Yeah, but we
Yeah,
said
that's
half because they made the save rather than yeah. I think that only makes sense because if you're getting thrown back by this thing, you're gonna take damage.
Yeah, she's
It's not
overruling that.
Yeah, because I don't think it makes, especially in the small space, you're getting like literally like shoved back. I don't know if you guys ever had like an exercise ball and ran into siblings. It hurts. You go flying over. And that's just all I'm picturing is like a big ball just ballooning up and people getting slapped against the walls. Okay. All right. Do you have anything else to do? Because that will only be one of your actions.
So I can still I can still do my bonus action attack.
Okay. Go for it.
So I'll attack Mary Kay because he's right there.
Oh, and I'm gonna move these guys. Okay, I need something to be like a. How big is the sphere? It's 10 feet.
10 feet.
Fluffy is getting. I need a circle. What do we have? A lot of things.
What is 10 feet? There's like a cape over here. I don't know. That's not very...
That's too big. That would be much too big. Yeah, that works. Yeah,
10
perfect.
feet would be 2 squares.
Yeah, in a circle, right?
Yeah, in a circle.
Okay. So if that's coming between, he's getting pushed back 10 feet. Does that make sense? Feet. And I'm gonna push Grimfang forward 10 feet. Does that sound fair?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so they essentially just got like.
I just didn't want them to lose their spot. That's my cat's nightmare. Yeah. All right.
Hey, yeah, I'll make my attack. So, and this is on Mary Kay. That would be 17 to hit. Wait.
That hits. Roll for damage.
So, oh my god. Three, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
10.
Yeah.
That's with your mace.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're just doing the top of the head again, like you always do. Okay. Yeah, you swing out and you smoke him in the head, and he roars back at you, looking pretty rough. And he kind of goes to like motion as if he's gonna. And you hear just that snarl from Grimfang of "Don't," and he sort of steps back, or just kind of stumbles back after you pretty solidly. And that's gonna put it to Grimfang. And Grimfang is pretty pissed with the crowd now.
Oh no.
How much defense do you have?
14.
Oh,
You're looking a little bit rough. Okay. Grimfang is going to attack you again twice with his great axe. He's going to run in, which is going to actually take him through Berlin's territory, so you would get an attack of opportunity. But he is going to go after you, Grognak, and what he is going to attempt to do is he is going to hit you with one of the attacks, and with the other, sort of grab you and get you sort of locked in. Okay. One was a 9 and one was a natural 20. Was a crit.
I'm gonna kill him. Is this one Gardner?
So he runs over to you, Grognak, and he is going to do like, a lot of damage. As he's rolled an 11 for both of his attacks, plus 8. But what he's going to do is he's going to run over to you. That's half damage.
Yeah.
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 Okay. He's going to run over to you. With that roar, he's running sort of past Mary Kay, swinging his axe down on top of you again, and down on top of you again with a roar, and a enough. And that is going to 11 plus 19. So both attacks were the same. So you're going to take 19 points of damage, but that's going to just
Wouldn't it be all of that half?
that yes, that is because he
Oh.
rolled 19 for each attack.
So then half.
Wait,
each of them
19?
Each of them.
19 for each attack?
He rolled 11 both times.
Oh, I
He's
see.
got a
Fuck.
he's got yeah.
Alright.
He automatically always does 8
Cool.
points of damage.
I mean, that killed me, but what
Yeah.
does outright killed mean?
So for this, I would say he's going to do something that's he's not going to try to finish you off. he's knocking you down so that you're prone, and you're going to drop down to 1 hit point. And you're
Yeah.
going to be unconscious and prone to the ground.
Okay, because I have something called relentless endurance, and it makes it so that
You always stay at 1 hit point, right?
if I'm not killed outright, I drop to 1 HP.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to. What's it called when you're not trying to make the attack lethal? That might just be flavor from Evantress. I'm not sure.
Non-lethal.
But
Well,
non-lethal attack.
non-lethal
He's-
attack. So essentially, though, he if you, I think when you talk, what you mean about the killed outright, that means that you have to have your HP is doubled. If you go below, if you when he knocks you below 0, so you out you. How much was his attack? Like how much in total?
it was 19, so 5 below 0.
Yeah, so you wouldn't be killed outright. You would have to. It'd have to. One attack has to double your HP for you to be killed outright.
Okay.
So you
That's
could
good to
use
know.
your relentless attack, but she's already putting you down at 1 HP though, and you're unconscious.
So that's what he's going to do. He's going to drop you, and you are going to be unconscious, and we're going to, well, do you roll death saves on 1 HP or is it just 0?
It would be 0. I mean, if you're ruling that he's only at 1 HP, then he can like you. So what you're
Yeah.
saying essentially is like Grimfang is such a skilled fighter that he knows how to main him without killing him.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
you know what I
okay.
mean? Like I'm just saying, like for flavor's sake, is
Yeah.
he knows how to main people without killing them outright. So essentially, for like I don't know. Me, my
Yeah.
thinking is like, oh, he's probably gonna torture him, you know?
Yeah. He drops you down to 1 hit point, and you are unconscious and bloodied. And he is, as he knocks you down, he's gonna whirl to face you, Berlin. Have you had enough? And he's gonna wait for you. The way they look when they're toppled.
Yeah.
Just got the face like,
Oh wait, I didn't take my attack of opportunity.
go for it.
And ran by.
So that's a nat 20.
Oh,
You have to roll crit. Oh yeah, I didn't do double. It's fine.
Oh, right. I forgot.
It's a crit. It's fine.
That
It's
would
just
have me
something
outright.
He wasn't trying to.
No, he's very skilled. Sable has said.
Sable from the castle.
He's just getting very full of numbers here.
But one was a 9? Oh, but he has plus 13.
He has a plus 13. He practically always hits. And then he's got a plus 8
Yeah.
damage. And I have one is a 9, one was 20, and the other 2 were 11 and 11 for his hit. Because it's a 1d12 for each attack plus 8.
And then so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 2 is 17. Wait, yeah, 18. Plus 7. 25. So I hit.
Okay.
Nice.
Wait, it's not halved, so we just leave it at double damage.
Unless it's half. I don't know.
No, because you got a crit, so you would get double damage. So we just will leave it like straight. Because for Grimfang, it would be halved as well, right? Because he's in a range. Is that how it works?
Does it
If
count?
he has rage or if his armor is resistant, if he's resistant to slashing or bludgeoning.
Yeah, so he can probably have that. Half the total number though, because
Yeah.
yeah.
Half of 25, but because you rolled a crit,
Yeah.
it's always double damage.
So that is included.
Oh, that is included.
Yeah, I doubled it, and then I added 7
Okay.
because I get my plus 7 on a crit. So I did all that so you couldn't have the whole thing,
Okay,
right?
half of 25.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be 12 because you always sort of go down,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
From there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Can't do math either.
Nobody told me when you get into D&D, you have to rely on your math skills.
If I had only known. And that's never what happened. I'm just kidding. No, literally, like the anxiety with math is real.
Somebody should
It
make
took me like an hour, and I was like so anxious by the end of it. I went and laid on the couch. Like, there's no
No.
brought me all back to the math class. Okay, so you take that attack of opportunity, and it's now gonna go up to Marike, who's looking very bloody, very wounded.
Wait, so I took my attack of opportunity after he attacked Rognak and turned to me.
Well, it would have been like as he was running past.
But it's kind of funny if he asked.
Yeah, and then you're just like right in the face. Um, yeah, Marie K is going to sort of snarl at you, and look over at Grimfang. Grimfang, we run out of time, and with sort of a look, he's going to come after you and try to grapple you,
Okay.
and lock you in. So if you want to roll me a opposing strength.
Okay. And that's just straight.
Yeah,
right?
just straight.
20. Not a nat.
You have 19.
Ooh,
You're stronger than
stronger than Mary Kay.
that guy.
Definitely not. Like, my strength is actually really low.
He's like, so yeah, bring in, who stopped him money, and you're just like, maybe hitting him in the chin as he's like,
Yeah, chip
Green
teeth.
fan, handle yourself. And he's gonna with a roar. He is going to attack you now. With one of his hand axes, as he's now getting frustrated. 16. That hits, right?
Yeah. Nice.
And he's going to do 11 points of damage, but that's slashing. So can so it'd be 5 points of damage. And he whirls on you, and having tried to grapple you, starting getting knocked off, he grabs his axe in a fit of rage and slams it into you, with a thunk into maybe the back of your shoulder. And you see very quickly that Grimfang sort of and almost seems like he might himself have something to say about that. Fluffy is not going to do anything because Fluffy is stuck behind the bubble. So you hear just a sickening, like, squelching, like, you can imagine a hellish beast making a whimpering noise as he's stuck behind the ball. Maybe slap him with his big beefy paw. And that's going to put it to you, Berlin, as Grognak is down for the count.
I guess, yeah, I'll take a hit at Grimfang. I feel like he's the one that I'm most angry at.
Okay.
So, yeah. My brain is like gone today. So I will roll for my attack and then my second attack. Yeah, so I can just roll all three at once.
Okay, go for it.
So I got 24, 18, and 16.
Those all hit. Roll for damage.
No. So 16.
For one hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the full hit. Okay. 14.
Okay.
$16.
And those are all slashing damage, so they'll be halved.
Yeah. Oh wait. Sorry, no, they're all so. Wait, is he resistant to only slashing and
He is,
piercing and yeah? So it doesn't matter. It's bludgeoning and piercing for my
yeah, he's resistant to bludgeoning, piercing,
Yeah.
and slashing. Okay, so that's a total of 32 points of damage. No, that's half.
That is how.
Yeah, so I only would have done 64.
Wow. He dead?
However,
He's pissed.
he, for the first time in this fight, he looks rough. And he snarls at you as he holds his axe sort of above Grognak's head, between his neck and his shoulder blades. I said enough. Now, are you going to come or not? We have much work to do.
Fine. Okay. Well, are you gonna leave him here?
Take him with you.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Leave him in the tunnel.
Carry a crawler.
Okay. We can. Yeah.
Now, dear sister, you definitely have a fighting spirit, that's for sure. Much of what they've said about you has turned out to be surprisingly true. And I have to relent and say I am thoroughly impressed. However, Marike, and Marike is going to come over and basically ask for your mace. I need your mace. You're too good with it, you know? And he's holding out his hand. And Grimfang's still holding his axe over at Grognak.
Do this to me.
Your precious weapon or your precious Grognak?
That's the tough one.
Immediate divorce.
Hold on. Here.
Bro, do the same. We all know it.
I'll hand him my mace.
Marike takes your mace and he sort of deftly swings it over his shoulder and sort of hooks it over with a heavy pant and sort of a sigh as he spent. He looks at Grimfang in turn and they sort of share a look and, well, this could have gone so much easier. Marike, grab that one and he points at Grognak. And Marike's going to walk over and easily swing you up over his shoulder as he's got the mace and you sort of kind of shifts things you underneath the mace and sort of lock you onto his shoulder as he starts the way down. And Grimfang is going to essentially motion for you to Berlin and alright. Well, we're running terribly behind. Let's go. And he's going to motion for you to follow. Do you follow?
Yep.
Okay. And you start making your way down you make your way down the tunnels, and it's actually good that you guys walk. And you begin to make your way, and instead, so you guys had come to meant to, and that's where you had intersected. You've blocked the tunnel, so he actually starts to go the opposite down. And you guys walk.
He just leaves Fluffy behind.
He does. Fluffy is whimpering and he just ignores. Grimfang is beyond pissed. He has obviously zero interest in talking at this point, even with you. Whereas before he'd been kind of cocky and kind of like, let's toy around a bit. He's now mad. He's beyond upset. And he begins to sort of march off down the hall. Or sorry, Marie pays first with Grognak on his shoulder. You're in the middle. Everything's taking up. And you guys begin to march down. And now, Sola and Sable. That takes us to up in the castle. You guys have just you are completely unaware of anything that's happened in the time that you guys have been away. What would you like to do, having just sort of made your way up to the castle?
Oh, well, Sable's exhausted. It's like, what do we do so loud? I can't-
Be like, Sam, are you okay? That was easy.
She told me to run, and I saw that he was gonna catch up to you, so I ran.
Okay. Do you think they're gonna be okay? Like, I don't think
I don't think
he would
so.
hurt.
No, Berlin's gonna fight. I know that for sure.
Okay, well, we gotta find help and we gotta find it quick. Do we go looking for Crow? What do we do?
I don't know, crows. We can't go back into the tunnels. That's for sure.
No, that's true. I think let's try to find those guards.
We could try. I'm just worried about their corruption at this point.
I think that considering how they acted when they met us the first time, I think Crow's right. I think you still have guards here. We just have to find them.
Well, they might be trying to deal with that fire that we said earlier.
I forgot about that.
True.
That's right.
Okay. Well, we could. Okay. Well, that's true. We may not want to be here long. I think it might be a little obvious it was us.
You do notice the kitchen is oddly empty this time.
Okay.
The two servants who had been in there for a while, they're not in the kitchen. It's completely empty and it's oddly quiet.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. Well, we can't go back. We're just not fit for a fight right now. We've been up all night. There's just no way. I don't know. What do you think we should do? Go into the city and look for help?
Remind me, DM. Do I remember? I wasn't there when we weren't there when Crow left, right? Or were we?
No, you weren't
Okay.
aware that he left. Actually,
Okay, so we don't know that. Yeah, we don't know if he left. Okay.
But you do know that the area has been compromised because Grognak
Yeah,
told you as well. Mhm.
Well, what if we could try to find the king, get him under our wraps?
But if the king isn't here, then we're just wasting time searching.
Well,
For a ghost.
the king wasn't here in his room, but there was people out there, right, waiting for the king. That's what we saw.
When you peeked your head out, you saw lines and lines of
There was lines of people. How about
waiting for an audience.
But Crow said that wasn't the king.
if it's not the king, then we behead him.
Sable's bloodthirst. Had that bloodlust.
What is that going to do besides have the whole city turn against us? If we assassinate the king?
We got to bring out Grimfang somehow. How else are we gonna find it? We don't know where he's at. He took Berlin and Grognak. We take out his figurehead, then he'll have to come up in some point. He'll set somebody.
He didn't come when there was a fire. I don't know if he cares.
Well, of course not. He's gonna come when there's a fire. That was just for our distraction. But if we take out the king, then maybe he'll have an excuse to come. If it's not the real king, then we have nothing to worry about. But if it's the king under some kind of bewitched trial, then we have to do something.
Okay, we can go talk to him, but I don't agree with killing him. Let's just see how this goes. But we have to go quick.
Okay, let's not put it
And I
off the
want
table,
to point
though.
out that I said yes to arson already. Keep that in mind, Sable.
Okay.
How are you guys exiting? Are you going through just into the open courtyard?
I think so.
Okay.
No point in hiding at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're just
you
going
are.
straight through. We're just walking.
Yeah, you go out and you see the courtyard again, full, packed to the hilt with people, all in a line, all bustling, all sort of pinching together like sardines. They're packed in. You can hear sort of the grating of their skin and the movement of their joints. As they're all shuffling in, and you hear murmurs. Maybe he can help, and my family, they need food, and you can hear all these sort of cries and sort of struggles as you walk through. There might be the wealthier merchant that's in the same line as the poor peasant that is struggling to feed his family, and that merchant is just looking for, some compensation for ships that sunk, that sort of thing. Whereas the peasant, everybody's starving around him. So you see all these different sort of varying levels of just struggle in this kingdom at this moment. And you guys you start to maybe sort of work your way through the crowd, pushing your way to the front, and the odd person will be like, hey, wait your turn, but this is not something that they're unused to either. There isn't really a sense of order in this lineup getting into the king. It's chaos. And you guys are pretty able to sort of muscle your way into the front. And you're pretty able to sort of muscle your way into the center of the getting to big doors. And you see, from the outside, you see large, massive golden doors. The familiar Lionhead banner flying alongside. You see that the doors themselves have etched, sort of gold gilded figures of lions, sort of at roaring, fighting in the midst of battle. You see, statues alongside, and it's just the picture of elegance, despair, and chaos. And you manage to make your way sort of through the doors, and it's almost like fun. You guys all get kind of pushed through, and suddenly you've got more in. As the guards, even though it's chaos, they're allowing a select sort of amount of people into the same time. They're still managing to keep things actually on the inside somewhat contained, somewhat controlled, somewhat chaotic. And you guys walk in. I should not have been. Well, and you guys walk in on the large throne room. And you see embroidered rugs of various mint, turquoise, emerald, a lot of green. And the room is vastly different from anything you've yet seen in this castle. Numerous golden pillars glitter in the sunlight of the many floor-to-ceiling windows that are open. It's not glass pane, it's just open. It's very much like, if you want to think of it that way. The room is rather bare, but that does nothing to dispute the beauty of it. A large golden throne is heralded by an enormous sun, built to frame the King of Light himself. A very large tabaxi sits facing the filth stands of a lengthy residence, farmers, merchants, servants, and nobles alike. The king himself is wreathed in power, gilded with authority, and glinting with age. Somehow, his presence alone fills the room with awe and something akin to dread. As he stares pointedly down at an elderly man pleading his case, the gleam in his eyes full of malice, mirrored by the toothy scowl. You would waste my time on such trivial. Are you truly so selfish that you would have me single you out? Would you request such special treatment for a king? Each line is spat, hammering down in disgust, occasionally followed by fist. Why should I be bothered with the starvation of your family? Would you have my soldiers, those sworn to protect you? Would you have them starve? If you're a farmer, go out and do that. Do not insult me. Do not disrespect your king anymore. Guards! And the guards come forward, and an elderly man, and with a bit of a squeal, as they're not gentle with him. Have him brought before the 10 lashes should have him return to his. And the elderly man is dragged from the. And he looks amongst the crowd, none of whom seem fazed by this. Everybody cowering, but still hopeful to speak to the king, still hopeful that they might be the one to sort of get some sort of grace or favor. And he looks around the room. Bring the next. I'll allow my patience to be tested. One final wretch. As he stares around. What would you guys like to do?
Can I like
Yeah.
okay? I was just like, can I study the king to see if anything like is on anything on his person that would look like something that would, I don't know, catch my eye that's wouldn't normally be there, or not that I got, or like, could I just look at him and just see like,
Mhm. Yeah, you look at him and he looks. You hadn't seen the king, other than in sort of the portraits and things around the castle of him, and he looks exactly as his pictures depict. But there is looking sort of deeper. There is that little bit of malice there. There's that hint for a king that seems to be depicted a lot as someone who, the king of lights. He's the king of this beautiful city. Crow talked so highly of him. For him to be talked of in such a way and then to wear this scowl, his citizens that way, that would raise red flags immediately without even needing to sort of do anything further. Roll me a perception check. Otherwise,
okay,
Can I, while Sable's doing that, can I look at the guards in the room and
Yes.
just see? I want to see if I recognize one of. Perception. I got a 19.
19. For the guards, they don't look familiar. They do have the lion's head on. You don't see Murad goons in here at all. You see the lion's head guards. And that would be sort of all you would pick up from that. Just that they look like guards of this castle should look.
Do any of them look at all like bothered by anything, or are they all stony faced?
I would say that they probably look pretty stony faced, and you would probably have to get a lot closer and interact with one to be able to sort of get any grasp of their emotions on what's going on, because you can imagine that in the years that you guys have been sort of struggling against Murad and working your way forward, this city has seen a lot in these last couple of years. Its people are pretty hardened, and its guards more so. So they, and especially those that are in the presence of the king, would be that much more sort of equipped to deal with the goings on. So you wouldn't be able to gather anything other than just these slate faced.
Okay.
I got a 9 on my perception.
Yeah, to you he just looks like a picture of grace and elegance. And even with that role, the more you kind of look at him, you might be thinking, okay, well maybe he's just troubled by what's going on in his kingdom, and maybe he's just stressed. He might just be having a tough time.
Can I turn to Sola? I was like, hey, what if I try to talk to him?
Like
Yeah.
cat to cat?
We have a big problem here, and that's definitely Murad.
I mean, sure, but how do you think, how are you going to get his attention? He said he's going to talk to him.
I have to push my way through. I'm small enough. I can dart into the crowd.
Okay. I mean, Sola is still in like servant's clothing, now covered in blood from the howler. I mean, I can make a scene for you.
Well, what else are we gonna do? I mean, this is the king. This is the guy that supposedly is in love with Crow.
Supposedly. Okay.
Maybe at the mention he might snap out of whatever trance he's in, if he is in one. I don't know.
I mean, I can.
If this man,
Okay.
if this man is supposedly has a love, and if he doesn't react to it, then this isn't. Then maybe Crow's right. Maybe this isn't the king.
Okay. So, should we both try to get his attention and see if he chooses one of us?
Yeah, we could try. Let's both try.
Okay.
Both of you roll me strength checks to the sort of
Shit. Okay.
I'm not very strong. I only got 7.
Oh no, I didn't. I got 7 too.
Okay, so one of you will make it through because one rolled a
Oh wait,
3 and one rolled.
I got an 8. Sorry.
Who's gonna make it through? Oh, Sable will.
Yeah,
Okay. So like you try and muscle in. You're a little bit taller than I believe.
I am very acrobatic, so I could jump.
You can definitely do that.
Do you want me to? Can I?
Go for it, yeah.
You're
Okay, I'm
gonna,
gonna
you're
try
gonna
to
like
roll
flip
the-
over the crowd.
All right. So, do you want me to just do an acrobatics check, or
Yeah.
I got 27?
Yeah. Holy shit. You Sable's like making his way, and he's like having to work that much harder between all these peasants. He's like just barely able to sort of fight the crush of them, and so like you just launch over, land gracefully, at the foot of the rug. Maybe respectful bow. I don't know how you want to put yours. But you land sort of at the end of them, right before at the foot of the. I shouldn't have. Man, that was a mistake. But right at the foot of the right at the foot of the large rug, just going up to the king.
Are there guards that I need to like talk to first before I can see the king? Or
No, they're kind of lining the pillars, but none of them seem too terribly. You can imagine that even that all the peasants are sort of. Imagine that you just sort of made it around here.
Mhm.
If you were to sort of try to run up, they would absolutely intercept you. But
Okay.
given that you've landed so eloquently at the end, they're looking at you more or less expect like you are the next.
Can I wait for Sable, or is it just me?
You can, yeah.
Meanwhile,
okay.
Sable's like drowning in a crowd of people.
I'm just gonna kind of like gesture to Sable and
I'm trying.
say he quickly enough.
You land beautifully, and the king sort of looks at you with like a humph, and he's like, come forward, and you kind of stop and like Sable like a couple seconds later manages just to push his way out and through and stumbles onto the rug a lot less elegant. And you both sort of approach the throne and make your way up. And when you get about probably 15 feet from the throne, maybe even a bit further, just the base of the throne, he's up on like a dais. 2 guards sort of stop you with interlocking spears. No further, stay there. And the king looks at you. Well, what is it?
I'm here to report a missing person.
Why should I care? Who is this missing person?
What was his last name?
Uh,
He actually-
Crow-
Feather
Feather
something.
Feather Run.
He actually used to work for you. His name was Crow Featherrun.
Crow Feather Run. That old bastard, I fired him. Oh, I changed his accent.
What's happened?
He got so pissed. I fired that old bastard.
Can we roll an insight check to see?
Yeah, go for
Okay.
it.
Okay. Yeah, can
Now,
I see?
full advantage if you guys are trying to see if he's lying, because you do know Crow did tell you that he got fired.
Yeah.
Or like that he got let go.
I'm more looking, and maybe it's a perception because I'm more looking to see if there's any crossing.
Yeah, that's
Roll-
what me too.
Roll an advantage for both of you because you have that insider knowledge.
Is it insight or is it perception?
Roll for insight. Yeah, sure. Whichever one's higher.
Okay, I got 13.
I got a 20, not natural 20.
Okay. You see sort of a flicker of something in the eyes. Even with a 20, you're not quite sure what to read of it, but it's certainly not love. It's certainly not, oh, Crow, even at a friend level. But it's a flicker. It's just that slight sort of hint, that pause, that why are they asking about?
Okay,
Well, what is he to you? Why do you bother me with this traitor?
Well, he was a friend, and
A friend to you, maybe. He's no friend of mine. Why would you risk your neck for such a treasonous?
I'm not here for Crow. I'm not here to report missing Crow. I'm here to let you know that your roosters are under attack. I'm covered in rooster blood, and I need you to know that the roosters.
And he loves
I'm like looking around at all of the guards as I say this.
my roosters are under attack.
Yes, by a fox over in the hen house. I've been.
Roll me a performance check
God
to
damn
get
it.
this He definitely knows about, and he may or may not also know about the rooster.
Okay.
So you may
I got
or
a
may not
3.
be- okay. And with that, he looks at you, to his guards. Have you not come together? The two of you. One of you petitions me for Crow, this treasonous bastard that I've fired, and the other one comes here to tell me that a fox has been let loose and that my roosters are in trouble. And the crowd starts to laugh because they don't understand what's here, peasants
Well,
and nobles, and everyone starts to
certainly,
begin to cackle. As you notice that with the guards sort of step a couple paces forward and begin to sort of box you guys in a little bit.
well, certainly something's been let loose in the castle. And you don't care about any of it. You just willingly say that this guy was a traitor and then you send him off on your way and you have all of these people turning into stone. What kind of king are you? You don't even care for these people.
You dare question my authority?
I do question your authority.
Here in this city is not my work. I am doing what I can.
Are you?
Now, if you would ridicule me in front of my citizens, you will need to pay the ultimate price. And he sort of taps his hands, and the guards are going to seize you. We will talk. And he gets up, and he actually begins to leave, and the guards grab your arms. If you'd like to resist, you can.
I'm gonna
But he's
resist.
gonna essentially drag you guys with him.
I'm gonna start
So
yelling, "You're no king! You're nothing! You let these people die! They're turning to stone! You let them in and
Resist
just kill!" Yeah, huh?
And the crowd begins to get kind of restless, but they're quiet. You can hear like a quiet restlessness where they're like, I know, I've been wondering myself, where's our beloved king? Like, how does he behave? And you can hear that sort of going up, but like they dare not reach anything above a whisper. But hundreds of voices hear and above, and then okay.
I'm not gonna fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this: Myriad's upon you guys, upon each and every one of you. They're the ones responsible, and I'm gonna just yell it out to everybody as I'm like getting dragged away.
Doing this, can I try? I would like before they grab me. I want to do it like a sleight of hand to grab something out of my pocket and put it in my mouth.
Okay. Yes. So you can do that at disadvantage.
Okay.
If you're fighting back, they will do it at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because you guys are going to be fighting against me.
Are you wearing
I am.
Damn! I got a natural 20, but then I got a 2.
I got a 24. Well, 21.
Is it a strength?
Plus. I can't remember what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a 5.
Wherever they are. I think they're in here.
Mm.
In this.
And the whole time that I'm getting dragged away, I'm just spewing everything about Myriad.
Oh,
About
this
how-
is yours. Okay. That one's mine. I was like, why do I have the medallion of thoughts with me?
Yeah, I'm just telling that to the crowd now because I think the king left, right?
There they are. Okay, so +5 bonus to sleight of hand check. So that'd be a 26 with my disadvantage.
Even with your disadvantage.
Even with my because I'm +7 next
Yeah.
for that. Yeah.
Okay, very
Okay.
and do that. Sable, you were not able to slip away
Yeah.
as yeah, you've got 3 guards on you. And you start to get dragged out of the throne room. And you can tell me what you did after. We're gonna get back to Grognak and Berlin. And Grognak and Berlin, as you guys start walking down this way, and the minutes pass, and you're maybe stressing, oh my gosh, like Grognak, okay, is he still breathing?
I'm
it
worried
would-
about my mace.
That too. It would be very hard to see with him, slumped over the shoulder as blood starts to drip down Marike's back as he's carrying his neck. Grognak, you're heaving these rattling breaths and, falling, heaving as you fight. And the minutes feel like hours. You guys march. And pretty soon you come to another turn, and you turn left. And you can hear Marike and Grimfang rumble self and maybe call something back of problem going this way. Hopefully they cleared it out. And they begin to sort of walk down the way. And at some point, Grimfang stopped and he pulled it. Where did hearing? Yeah. He pulls out what is familiar to you, potion. And he pulls out a potion of healing. It's a red, typical liquid. You've seen this a lot. And he pulls out a potion, and he's going to take a swig of it and basically chuck the glass to the side. And that is going to.
Oh.
I know my lights are. It's just storming outside.
No,
It doesn't look like it.
I thought that was a ghost. I saw like a flash from. Oh, it's a ghost.
84. I can't pick these up, especially the little ones are too hard. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And you see him take a swig of this healing potion, what you recognize to be healing potion. And he immediately begins to a little bit better, a little bit less rough. He still does look rough, however. Sorry. Math. More math. He still looks rough, but he's looking a little bit better. As he kind of straightens up a little bit more. With a huff. And he's still on. Take that out. Use that now. And he's gonna continue sort of stalking on, and Marike sort of stops and Grognek, you got another one for me? And no, continue. And they continue their march on. Would you like to do one thing? Would you like to do one thing?
I'll 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 say a drug or to Grimfang. Like, yeah, I hear you're hooked on the stuff too.
The stuff. What stuff?
You know, your special potion, your makeup, your beauty products.
That was an unfortunate mishap. We had an intruder amidst us, and I was not nearly as careful as I should have, resulting in this. And you do see his skin is a little bit dried, not stony, but dried. However, Ray is on it, and we should have that figured out short. And as we come up, I can remember what we're coming up to. Oh yes, I know. Okay. Yeah, and as you guys are coming up, you can see that him and Marie sort of on edge for the first time as they're kind of walking back. They're both looking rough. And as you guys start to walk down this path, you've been walking for a while, probably about an hour, and you guys start to hear sort of this noise. I don't know how to not very accurate, but you hear the noise of something very large moving. And they both begin to sort of heft. Grimfang hefts his axe, and Marike with a little axe, and they say no other words. They continue. And okay, the time difference is going to be a little bit hard. So I don't want to put you guys into the future because that will Okay, you guys continue down, and another couple minutes pass, and Grognak looks ever worse. And as you guys continue, roll me a stealth check for Lynn.
18.
Beautiful. Wow, Grimfang is terrible stuff. He's a plus one. I guess he's a barbarian.
To be fair, mine is 2, but I just rolled it.
Yeah, Marika's one rolled 11, one 8, and they're very low. And so as much as they're trying, they're stomping through this, and you get to hear sort of as you guys get closer in this tunnel. And Grimfang stops, and he sort of halts the party, and Berlin, can you fight?
Give me my mace.
Can you fight without your mace?
No.
This is not the time for games.
Yeah, I love it.
If you attempt to turn against me once more, before we can have a proper discussion, Grognak will pay a very heavy.
Okay. You've got Grognak. Just give me my mace.
Okay, and he passes over the mace, and you hear. I might regret this. And you hear coming down the tunnel. You hear the sound of something large, something huge, something moving, but not the sound of feet. You're not hearing this sort of pat, pat, pat. And he looks at you. There are many things that lurk in this tunnel. And unfortunately, you blocked our safest exit. It is time, we must fight. And as he says that, a large, huge, triangle-shaped head is out of the shadows. Snake. Big eyes sort of resting on the side of it. You see its sort of tongue flick out here and there as it's obviously in the air. Its head sort of weave back. Roll me initiative. You guys are going to about.
Not 20.
Nat 20? Okay. Beautiful. Damn. Can one of you pass me in this middle tray of my markers? There's a bunch of gel pens. Can you pass me like pink one or something?
Oh, in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Orange?
Perfect. Thank you. One roll the 7, one roll the 14. So you got a 20?
Is that it? What's in total?
21.
Beautiful. So you're gonna go first in this round. Grimfang's gonna go second. Rodiki's gonna go third. And this large head. Oh, and the snake.
Did he put Grognak down, or?
No, we still have the Grognak, which is gonna make for a fair fight.
What if he gets hit? Does he hit Grognak as well?
Potentially.
Poor Grognak can't do nothing about it.
I know. If you want, Grognak, you can play as Marike. Would you like to play as Marike? Okay.
No.
It's just because you guys split up again, so I can't shoot you guys into because I have lots coming, but I can't like push you along. Okay. So this large constrictor sort of shoots out of the tunnel as it latches onto the entity. But it just misses. There's you guys are all bleeding heavily. You're dispersing a lot of smell. And Berlin, you're gonna get first.
Okay, I'm going to position myself behind the other two, and I'm going to drink my my potion of greater healing. One of them.
Go for it.
I don't think I have a thing on them. What do they do?
And the card.
Oh, yeah. No,
Group thing had one, so I had that one.
Okay. You get greater healing for. Wait. 4 plus 8 plus 4. Okay. That feels better. Do you want this back?
We can just leave it on the table. That's one of those that we use. Okay. Would you? Oh, that was just your healing, right? Are you attacking at all, or are you just?
Depends on if you roll using a potion as a bonus action or an action. What do
That
you
was
what do you rule it as?
oh.
I think
thought
a
it had to be
bonus
an
action. I would say you could still have your action.
As a bonus
Okay, then I
action
can make
for healing?
2 attacks.
Yeah,
Okay.
bonus action.
I can make 2 attacks with them as a regular
Go for it.
action.
It's just shooting around the cave and it's darting this way and that. As I imagine that in this small space. Yeah, we'll bring up the minis for it. Do have a snake. Well, that's not it.
25.
35. That hits. Roll for damage. Its AC is 12. Just
Well.
okay. Beautiful. Is that with your mace?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I guess you just got it back. Or we do not.
That's all I use.
Okay.
Always with my mace.
Yeah, as it like shoots past you, it's a long body, starts slamming into the wall, manage to just knock it with your mace. It goes past it. Chaos as you guys are leaping over it, ducking under it as its long, thick rope-like body is slamming in all around you. Head just maybe darts past, and that is going to put it to Broomfang. And with a roar, he is 3 attacks. Oh no, I haven't. I've rested. Okay. I'm gonna use this great axe again twice. Both are going to hit. Because he's got a plus 13, even a natural one hits. And he is going to swing his axe into the thick body of the snake. It's 5 plus 8, 13. 9 plus 8 is 17. 30 points. And he's going to slash into the side of the snake, almost having it as it shoots around. And it is looking very rough, very quickly. And he slashes into it as its thick head sort of shoots and just about makes it all through. And with a roar, he yells, okay, but the snake is going to have the first retaliation. The snake is after Marike. And it's going to do just one attack. And it's going to attempt to bite. And as it shoots over, it got a 4 time, so it shoots over at Marike, and it just misses as he ducks and manages to back as they kind of lurch backwards, maybe hit into the wall and on its head, maybe a little bit beat up. But he just manages to miss this massive gaping maw as it slams him past. And that's going to be Stricter's turn. Is the attempt one of his hand axes and get it. So I need a still. Oh, but that one still just hits. Beautiful. And he's going to use one hand axe and do 9 points of damage as he just manages to hang on to Grognak, bitter death, and he uses his other hand to slice the side of the snake as his hand axe almost gets wedged in. And that's going to put it to you, Berlin.
Yep. What's next? Okay, well that one's 9.
With the other modifier,
Yeah.
the first one misses.
That one is a 18.
That one hits. Roll for damage. It's moving a lot slower now as it's moving rough, and like part of its body is like barely hanging on, but still coming at you with vengeance.
13.
13. Yeah, you manage as it's shooting at you, mouth open, trying to just sort of grab at you. Maybe you manage to sort of stick it right through the roof of its mouth. And the weight of it sort of collapses on top of it off. And you and it sort of lands in the cavern and or in the tunnel. And Marike Grimfang, everybody sort of takes a moment to heave a sigh. Well, I guess he didn't get scared out. Good job. All right, let's go. And he once again sort of pushes you. He doesn't try to take your mace from you. You continue on. You continue on. You're good. Yeah. You continue on. Sola and Sable. You guys are being dragged out, and you find yourself getting dragged to somewhere somewhat familiar. You find yourselves getting pulled into the king's chamber with the king, with these guards. 6 of them, just 6 human guards. As he pulls you into the room, and he motions for you guys to both be sort of cuffed and stuck onto the bed. That's weird.
On the bed. Oh no.
But he very delicately sort of passed some of these areas, and he seems both roll me a perception check.
Okay.
I got an 8.
Not the bed, please. Oh god. I
I regret
7.
everything.
Oh.
8 and a 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still distracted, okay?
I'm yelling around still. I'm
Yeah,
so-
and he sort of, as the soldiers sort of push you guys through,
I was like,
and
unhand me, you cowards. You won't fight for your people? I'm selling that to the soldiers.
they kind of just avoid your gaze as they walk you through to sort of the
Yeah.
little
I'm
like
trying to make
sitting
him
area.
feel so bad.
It's working.
Guilt trips.
It's
Yeah, I'm
working.
guilt
And
tripping
he
the heck
makes
out of
his
him.
way to the little sitting area, and he has you guys both sort of cuffed to the pillars, and he sits down and, all right, out with it. Who are you?
My name is Sable. I came here to look for a cure for this. Damn it, I spit. For this piece of, cream or whatever that was sold to my village. And it came from this. I tracked it for a year. And then led here, and I found out that this so-called Murad is a part of your company.
Yeah. Murad is a part of our company. And you dare disrespect the great Grimthang himself.
I spit again. I spit at his feet.
Now, I'm curious if you're the ones that started the fire, and you notice the room is very. The windows have been broken, and this room is in great disarray. I should have mentioned that walking in, but you recognize it. This fire has managed to be put out, but with a fair amount of smoke damage, and the balcony looks quite charred. But they've managed to keep it from sort of getting to levels as most of this castle is stone. But you can imagine that quite a fair bit of fire.
No king as cowardice as you deserves a bedroom this lavish.
You would think me cowardly simply for being unhelped. I'm unwilling to help because I do not believe in your cause. That does not make me a coward.
It makes you a coward because you throw the love of your life away. You can't
Crow,
stand and fight for him. What about that statue, huh? I want to motion to the statue.
that statue.
That's that. The
Crows.
people friends don't just have that statue of their captains in their bedroom.
I did not choose for myself this room and its decor. Now,
Okay, right. I don't believe that for a second.
Crow did.
Crow is the one that. So Crow has the decorating experience, doesn't he? I'm laying it on thick. I'm laying it on thick to this king. I don't care.
Crow is not, nor will he ever be, my love. And he is not, or nor will he ever be, welcome in this castle again. Murad now holds this castle, and I am in Murad. Now, the decision comes as obviously neither of you are my side, neither of you are here in the. So, what to do with you? Obviously, no more than you're letting off. Couple of choices. I can either allow you to fight for your freedom in the pits. You see kind of an uncharacteristic sort of grin. Something that doesn't seem to fit face. Or I can take you to Green. And either option, Nazore should be here momentarily. What would you choose?
I'm gonna turn to the guards. What are the guards doing at this moment?
The guards are all standing. Roll me a perception check.
Can't say anything because there's something in my mouth. Just pulling it
Oh,
out.
Oh, right, you put it in your mouth?
Yeah.
Ooh,
A
that's a
lot.
good one.
Oh.
That's a good number. A perception?
Yeah.
That would be 24.
Oh, right. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm distracted. 14.
She's keeping her the
Um,
thing in her mouth.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about this.
You notice that the guards look visibly more. This is the first you've seen any sort of emotion manage to break that face. And you notice all sort of stress. They look well aware that neither option is going to be very good, or none of the options. And at the mention of Nazore, they all sort of shift ever so slightly on their feet.
I'm
and
gonna
they look
start.
ever
I'm gonna start
dis-
talking to the guards. I'm like, how long are you guys gonna stay like this, following this mindless, madless king, this so-called of a king? Crow was your leader, wasn't he? He fought for justice. The same that I'm doing right now. I'm fighting for justice. I'm fighting for my people. What are you gonna do? And I'm talking directly to the guards.
Staring at him wide-eyed.
They look at make a persuasion check because you're going to try to persuade back to you.
Okay.
They are in the presence of a stern, and their fear of him at this moment is much greater.
Oh, I got a 17.
Are you? Oh, you're not.
I'm not doing anything. No.
One of them just sort of looked. The crow has always been. I don't know if you caught that, but he mumbles that he's always been.
Sorry,
The
say that
crow.
again. You cut out.
Crow has always been king. That's what one of the guard mumbles, very
Oh.
quietly under his breath. That's all he says, and he does look ashamed when you look at his face.
This isn't the king. A king doesn't let their people die. Doesn't let this like parasite of a company take control of their city. You're no king.
No.
You're not even human, or you're humanoid. I should say.
You're not even tabaxi.
You're not even a tabaxi. What tabaxi pride is left in you? Left in your. And your.
Enough. He's gonna get up and he's gonna cross and smack you.
Can I try to spit in his face? I want to.
You can.
Ah!
Absolutely.
I don't. Alright. Do I have to roll for spit or something? I don't know.
Roll me for spit. Yes, please.
I
Roll
got
for
a
spit.
7.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
that.
Do I take damage from his slap?
Yes, you will. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Oh shit! I'm causing
Oh.
damage.
He rolled an 8 and he's got 0 strength. So he goes to slap you and you don't take damage, but it does hit. So he does hit, but it's like surprisingly weak for what you would expect with this big thick paw. It feels like a little like ew. But he's like, enough.
You think you're strong? That didn't hurt a bit. All you do is hide behind magic. You hide behind this Grimfang, who really should be the king. You're no king. Why isn't Grimfang up here?
He will be shortly.
Bring him up here then.
And guards. Gag them. And
Oh shit!
No. You might choke to death.
I'm a little
I
concerned.
completely forgot.
So let's gonna choke.
They're gonna grab a piece of cloth and they're just gonna tie it in. So you might be able to cheek it. Roll me a sleight hand with advantage. Because you did manage to hide it the first time, but just to sort of avoid them seeing it.
I got a 1. And then I got a 6, but plus, I don't know, does a 1 counteract everything even with advantage?
No.
Okay, well then 6 plus 7 is 13 plus 5 is 18.
Perfect.
My
Damn.
Just because you are a rogue. But yeah, you managed to just tuck that even tighter in your teeth, but it probably is cheap. But they stick the gag in your mouth.
What? I said nothing.
I'm gonna as before they gag, I'm like, you're a coward. You all are cowards, and I'm gonna keep.
And a couple of them go and pin you as you're maybe like struggling. And they kind of whisper. One of them whispers in your ear, "Wait, we have to wait for the call." And they all like put the gag in and tie it up. And the king sits down on his dais or whatever the couch is. And he sits, and now we wait. Always waiting, sort of. And he waits. And he just watches you both carefully, very disinterested. He doesn't even cares. As the guards sort of stand patiently. And you are going to. Are you either you trying to break out?
Yeah, I'm gonna break out.
Okay, roll me a strength check at. Yeah, you're gonna have to do a contested strength check against 3 of them. So you're gonna just roll at a disadvantage, but it's gonna be.
Oh shit! I got a 5.
I got 18, 13, 14. So they very easily, you struggle and you're very enraged.
Are they okay? Wait. Are they all on me though?
There's 3 on each of you.
Oh.
There's 6 guards total. Yeah. And the king is sitting across from you.
I'm just gonna look and shake my head.
Is my tail free?
I would imagine. I don't think anyone would have tried to.
What about my tail?
Yeah. I would think that they would be free.
Is it?
I can't imagine them like duct taping it to the pillar. You know?
Can I try to use my tail to trip one of them?
Yeah, go for it. Roll me just a straight unarmed.
Okay, unarmed attack. Okay.
Yeah, I imagine there's one on either side of you and one sort of to the front in a sort of watching you kind of stance.
Oh shit! It fell out of the thing. That's a 14.
You do manage to trip one of them. And he kind of tumbles back and catches himself on the pillar, but you can roll me damage.
If it was just an unarmed strike, what do you want me to just do? A 1d4?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
What if you're unarmed?
Well, my unarmed strike is a 4, like naturally. It doesn't have like a
Oh,
number.
so just do a 4 then.
Oh, yeah, 4 bludgeoning.
Yeah, he kind of falls back and
What
like
I'm trying
cracks
to
his.
do at this point, I'm trying to make it so that all of the guards come to me. If that's what I'm gonna intend. I want him to cause a wreck to see if I can somehow get one of the guards away from Sola.
Okay. With the tripping, maybe one of the others goes to sort of try to catch him. But you would have to do something a little more dramatic to get 3 of them. As you're still you're still pretty close together too. So it's not as if you're like 20 feet across. You're both strapped to pillars pretty high.
Yeah.
One soldier on the other side, one sort of to the front. So you've managed to move one that was maybe on her left to sort of dart in and like kind of try to help him. But you would have maybe a couple seconds to straighten back up and get back into.
I'm gonna try to cause a little bit of a distraction while this is going on. I'm gonna use whatever that I have that I can never pronounce it. That Duma whatever.
The
Thaumaturgy?
what?
I have like this. Yeah, that.
The what?
My thaumaturgy.
Oh well, yes.
I'm gonna use it to open a door. I'm just gonna try to slam the door open from on the other side of the room. Distract the guards. So I'll do the one leading into the.
So yeah, so you and out.
Oh, okay. Either way, I'll just like throw open that door.
Okay, this one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just see if that
Okay.
see if that does anything.
Yeah, you throw open the door, and yeah, I would say that probably 2 of the guards would probably take off just to go and inspect, and dart across the room. So that would each of you.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I don't really want to like break free because I'm just waiting to get to a place where I'm alone so I can get these cuffs off. Okay, I did that just to see if it helped.
It definitely did distract them for a second, and they do run off. So you would have a little bit of 2 as they dart off in the direction of the noise.
Okay. Yeah, that's all that I'm going to do. I'm just gonna see. I don't know if Zabel will take the opportunity, but I don't think there's anything else I want to do with that.
Let's see. So there's 2 on me.
Yes.
Oh,
Actually,
you know what?
Huh?
I'll do one more. I'll just do one more. So I threw open that door on the other side of and then on the opposite side of the room, I'm able to like make sounds wherever. So I don't know if it's voices. Do you know by chance, Pam?
thaumaturgy.
Look at-
I think it can be a voice, but it would be your. I don't know that you can create like a.
Performing a miracle. Hold on. 5e. You manifest a minor wonder, a sign of supernatural power within range. You create one of the following magical effects within range. Your voice booms up to 3 times as loud for normal for 1 minute. You cause flame to flicker, brighten, dim, or change colors. You cause harmless tremors in the ground. You cause an instantaneous sound that originates from the point of your choice within range, such as a rumble over thunder, a cry of a raven, or ominous whispers. You instantly cause an unlocked door or window to fly open and slam shut. You alter the appearance of your eyes for 1 minute. And each of
Okay,
those
sorry.
is like,
What was this one? I could make basically any sound, or it had to be one of those.
it basically says for an instant that it's you create an instantaneous sound that originates from the point of your choice within range. I think it's just any sound. Like it's just it has to be a similar it sounds like a basic sound though, like just a basic thing.
Okay, and then on the other side of the room, I'm gonna have a rooster crow.
Oh,
Okay.
Just like I'm just fucking with them now.
Roll me a performance just for like you'll make the sound. There's no issue there. But I just want
My
to see.
performance is- I got 17.
Yeah. Okay. So all of them immediately are quite distracted. As they start to look around and like, what was that? And even the king is like, what in the world is going on? And he starts to, so I better get here quick. And he's looking at you both and sort of warily, like, what are you guys doing out, going on? And the guards don't leave your side, but they're looking around. They're not looking at you. And the king, you would maybe, if you roll high enough, stealth or sleight of hand check, whichever, you could potentially attempt to free yourself in this one.
can I
Okay.
I have a question before that happens. Can I use my tail to undo the gag?
Yeah, I was gonna use my tail to take my gag off so I can get. But
It's up to
Yeah.
you. It's up to you.
Yeah, roll. Yeah. Roll. You'd be pretty deft with your tail. Man, tails.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
strong is my tail? I don't know how strong my tail is.
I mean, yeah. For you, I feel like yours would be pretty strong. For the cat, I mean, because it's not a prehensile tail. It's not like a gecko tail where they actually hold on to it. So, roll me a strength check for you. Stable straight. The DC is going to be higher for you because you've got a more like tail.
strong.
Roll it with advantage.
All right, let's try.
Ah, shit.
We're gonna
It
get
better
back to
work
it.
because I didn't roll good.
I got a 12.
I got a 5.
Stable, you try, but you've got like a typical cat tail.
Yeah, I
They
got
don't
a big
like-
poofy tail.
They don't like use them to hold on to things.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
They kind of they switch them around.
Makes
So you
sense.
attempt like how like and you're just like swishing it over your face. And anyone that was watching would just think that you're like trying to get like an itch or something. Sola, because your tail's more ropey, you're able to maybe sort of wedge it in under your blindfold or your gig and just create enough space, enough gapping for you to then be able to get your pick.
Okay, yeah, I would like to try to so I guess I would just kind of spit it out into my lap at this point, or
Your hands will be tied to
they're tied to the
How-
pill, or am I cuffed? I thought it was cuffed
you're both
with locks.
well you're like shackled to the pillar.
With locks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old school like
So-
pirate shackles. Like
Yeah, old school manacles.
Okay. Okay.
So like a big chain like going around the pillar.
Okay. So I guess if I were to spit my thing out, it'd be like in my lap at points. I don't know if that really helps.
Oh, you'd be standing.
Oh,
You're not sitting. Sorry, I
Oh.
didn't describe that very well. You guys are basically they walked you in, they basically just chained you right off the pillars. So
Oh,
you're just
okay.
stuck standing facing the king.
Okay. Well, because if I can't use my pick, because I can't think of how, even with my tail, I don't think I'd be able to be. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't want to waste it. So I'm gonna have to
Keep
hold.
it.
I'm gonna hold off. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, sorry, I don't mean to go back on my
No,
word, but I
it's
just
fine.
I thought that I would be able to at least
And so with that, with you guys attempting sort of various things, I would say that probably an hour, maybe a little bit longer passing, with the time that you guys have gone into what's not, it's just quiet. With the time that you guys have sort of been sort of dealing with the king, getting through the crowd, getting brought in, and he's sitting and Berlin and Grognak. In this time, you guys continue to traverse the and gradually, after hours have actually, and it's feeling like hours, you find yourself. For you, Berlin, you wouldn't recognize this. Grognak would, but he's unconscious, unfortunately. But you find yourself in that throne room. You find yourself entering through the bottom door. This really dark, dim lighting. As you guys could shuffle in a very ragtag, very haggard. And Grimthang sort of, come on, come on, come on. And they get up and start to begin to make their way through. Marie Kate goes up to the first table here and he has Grognak on the table
Oh no.
down and like rests heavily on the table, looking very, very vacant. And he looks very sort of done and frustrated. And Grimthang goes up and he makes his way all the way. And what you, Berlin, see in this room, where I have my description of it, you see that same very, very dark. You do have dark vision, right? Yeah, you see this familiar dark, or you not familiar, so you see the dark red, long, sort of rug carpet leading all the way up. You see the dark red that are along the walls and at the backs. You see that everything is very like dark and stone, and it's all been like cut out and created. It's not very throne room like in the sense of like being very meticulous made. It looks like someone's like gouged it out with big claws almost and created this shape. And the pillars have been erected to hold up the ceiling. And those three long tables sit mostly empty. And you see in front of the throne as you sort of begin to approach. You see two birds standing on or sort of mounted to these large stone blocks with a large statue on top. And you see, the brazier sort of lit around you. And you do see that Mittens tied up, another howler that you would see sitting there, tied up to the throne. And Grimthang goes and sort of seats himself. And almost heavily, almost like just so done, like so tired, so done, so frustrated. Now, is that really that hard, sister? Does it really need to take such extra effort? In that way, you're just like your father, making everything needlessly. And he looks around the room to the handful of orcs that are kind of obviously. Come on, Marika and I, we need tending. And he looks at Grognak on the table and shackle him and then give him something too. And a couple of the orcs sort of run out and dart out, and a couple minutes pass as you're sort of left standing. If you'd like to reply, you can. But you're left sort of standing while it's gathering. And they eventually run back in and they bring numerous potions that you can recognize. And also ale and food things. Grimthang, after a time, motions, go ahead, sit at the table. I'll bring you food. And he motions for you to sit if you would like to. Just
Get in there.
all right, it's your choice. And they bring him ale and he just tosses it back. And Mariki too. Mariki's like downing it by like give me more. And they both take potion. And Grognak, they're going to shackle you very tightly. Then to these pillars are really big. You're going to be manacled. You're going to be manacled to Mittens. Yeah, I think they're going to tie you up to Mittens. So you're going to be on the other end of that chain, beside the throne. And he is going to tie you up over here. And you are going to...
It's fixed to...
Yes, it's fixed to the bottom of the dais. And you're going to get chained up there. And once you're chained in, or push you in sort of beside Mittens, and there's a very stern sort of left to Mittens. And someone runs along, poor Mittens. Someone runs along and they do take a small. Everybody else is having these big bottles of potion, and everybody else is getting their tended to, other than Berlin. Everybody the healing, the help that they need. And for you, they bring out the tiniest little bottle of healing potion and just puts a couple drops on your lip. And you're gonna get 2d4 plus 2. So you can roll for that. Okay. So you're gonna get 6 points back. So that's gonna bring you back up to just and to awareness. So you wake up and you see the big sort of slobbering, bellowing maw of this mitten on top of you, as you're essentially tucked. And he looks down at you with a snarl. But he's just hanging out, and you're chained up there.
And do I have access to my stuff?
Nobody took it off of you, so I would say yes.
Okay. All right. So then during this time, I guess they've just healed me. So in the next long is considered short rest.
I would say you wouldn't have had a.
Yeah, from this
And then-
point.
It depends what happens next,
Yeah.
whether or not you're gonna have enough time to rest.
Yeah.
So not yet.
Yep.
Not yet. Berlin, you're not offered any. However, Grimfang and 40k take full keeping health, and they both look pretty normal by the end of this. If not quite fully back up, but looking a lot better. Now, sister, we have a lot to discuss. Starting with why I've brought you. Do you care to know?
Not particular.
I'm going to tell you.
That's such a villain answer to that. Well, I'm just gonna tell you my plans.
You might as well show some. Alright, don't look so. Don't. I've healed. And I gave you your mace back. All very generous. No, I brought you here for a greater purpose. This city will fall, and its people with it. And that will happen in a matter of days, potentially hours. I haven't yet been able to check in with Mizore, as you have been most infuriating. So intense.
Still level 6. 7.
Did you not upgrade your level?
Where are you looking? No, I just didn't update. I changed all the numbers. I just don't write it.
Now, I don't know what you remember, but it's your memory that Our father, he spent a lot of time with you. And he, just like I, had great plans for this great kingdom. And further, our father, he set in place some things to allow for that to happen. Some things that you might remember. And real quick, Berlin, roll me a perception check.
No, 12.
And as you're standing there and you're listening to him, maybe feeling quite infuriated, you notice that the mirror is kind of with a different, with sort of a face here and there. Maybe very subtly, it's like if they're hidden. You see a face sort of in the mirror, and then just a here as he's talking. Now, our father, when the tribe, used to have great ideas of grandeur, great ideas of taking over this world. However, we as orcs don't tend to plan too far in advance. He was exceptional in that regard. I'll give him that. He stored away in a vault something very important to me. And I need you to help me get it. And what he stored in his vault will ensure our victory.
I can't help you. Don't know what you're talking about.
Don't feign this. Me, Berlin, it does not. Lying does not become you. Come. And he's going to get up and sort of stretch again. And he's going to walk toward the side of the room where Mittens is. And he's going to push the curtains back. And he's going to motion, Marike, come on. And they're going to grab you, Mac, by the shackle. He's going to sort of you up and grab onto Mittens. And they're going to unhook Mittens the dais to follow. But they're going to unhook Mittens the shackle and Marike's shackle. All of this is going to happen. But they're going to sort of move up. All right. And he walks up to a large door that's at the end of this big room. And when he gets up to the door, he sort of reaches into a key from around his neck. And it's just a simple bare key. It doesn't look anything special. And he walks up to this simple, large, heavy wooden door, and he unlocks it, and you hear that click as it opens, and he swings the door open. And as he walks into this room and you step in behind him, you see a large bare room with a solitary door sort of standing alone. And on this door are all different creatures, all different things, all on gilded ornate knobs on this door.
Like pictures of them?
Yeah. And he walks up to it. Now, what we are about to do could potentially be very dangerous. So I need to know, Berlin, do you remember anything of what your father told you? And the only thing you do remember, a lot of things would come back to you in this moment. I know we hadn't actually talked, but would come back to you a lot in this is that, yeah, your father was bloodthirsty. He was typical. He ran a Shravan, he ran it. And he was determined, yeah, conquer, divide, take over. And he had great hopes and plans for especially being brought in the base. He had taken so much time to train. Make sure you were as deadly as that you carry. And he made sure that you would know the plans, and he made sure that he had left something in store for you. You should take. And you remember periodically as a child, you would have remembered him referring a lot to dragons, and that dragons would be the way to go. Dragons would be their ticket to cross the dragon. You would remember a couple different things that he would say, a couple of his different sort of sayings, if you will, quips when you would talk, get excited, discuss sort of his plans, and heck. And you would remember that he playfully, as playfully as it could, he would refer to you often as red dragon, and he'd refer to you often as his little just flame sort little names that would be akin to something to the dragon. And Grimfang looks at you quizzically. Well, do you remember? Do you remember what he used to call you? Do you remember anything?
No.
And roll me a perception check with advantage. Or what would it be if you wanted to know what creatures she recognizes? On the
History, I would say.
history. Roll me a history check with advantage.
Because
Some of them
history
sorry.
kind of ties into like what you would know.
21.
You look at the door and you recognize a lot of these creatures. Some of these even without logo. But you see something that's akin to a very you see just the head of it. It would be even harder given that they're made on a knob, but with large spikes sort of jutting out and a row of teeth. Very bearded dragon-like. You recognize the head. Tyler's looking at it and he knows. And you also see a large. This is so stupid. You see a large chicken. You see a chicken, if like a demon-looking bird, a long sort of chicken-esque face with a photo of it. I do. I have photos. Hold on. Photos with you. Nice. See that on a doorknob. So you see a large chickenish head. You see the sort of frilling or whatever that's called at the back. You see something that looks akin to a candle, oddly enough, but with eyes that sort of sag to it. You see a large panther head. You see a fish mounted to a doorknob with sharp, razor sharp teeth. Very short, round little body. You see that fox head. You see the head of a fox. You see a doorknob that looks and mirrors your face. And the more you sort of look at it, and when you kind of step away and you maybe are looking near you see a large dragon's head. You see a large minotaur's head. And no, okay. They're at a door with many faces. Is essentially what they're at. And Grognak, you've seen this all. And also, this is the Minotaur I chose. The Canadian Minotaur. He's amazing. That's what you see from Minotaur. That's how all our Minotaurs are in this world.
Oh,
They're not bulls. They're
nice.
they're
Okay.
Mises.
They're Mises.
I found that and I was like, that's okay. Anyway, see that. You say a large head of a snake, and you see a large familiar troll face, and you also see a large face of a slobbering, beautiful mastiff, and all of these beautiful gilded doorknobs. And he looks at you. I'll ask again, Lynn. Do you remember anything? What we are about to do is very dangerous.
No, I don't. I think you think he told me, but doesn't mean he actually told me.
Right? We may have to wait for Sarah. Or we can torture Grognak and get you to talk.
Like,
Um,
God.
What I meant to say, like Grognak to get you this. And roll me a persuasion check because you're trying to get anything. Which you don't, but you know.
8.
Grognak here, we can heal him up as and keep it going as many times as we'd like. And I have some of the best and finest archers in the kingdom. Would just love a chance. You remember nothing.
You know, someone was trying to like call you on Jameer. You just want to go answer that.
My mirrors. What do you know about my mirrors?
Just saying somebody was probably trying to get a
That
hold of
witch escape. And he looks frustrated and aggravated.
you.
And
You got a witch?
And he turns and he come. We'll deal with this in a second.
Uh-oh.
And he drags you sort of out of the room with him. And Marike is pulling on his neck. And he goes out and he looks at, he marches out into the room and he looks at his mirrors and he stops and inspects them very carefully. And you would be very hard pressed to tell what he's so concerned about. Like,
Can I see the same thing I saw before?
if you want to actually inspect them, you can inspect them.
Yeah. Perception or
Well, investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that I got a 21.
You stand in front of these mirrors and you start to, and you start to look at it and you see faces sort of shift up. And now I've modified this as a modified it. So if anyone knows what it is, it's different. But you see faces sort of pop up a little bit in the mist and then they disappear. And as you're standing there staring at, like, trying to figure it out, you do see faces that look familiar to you. You see, trying to remember, you didn't look that person. Who did you meet? You see sitting in one of the mirrors as you kind of look back and forth. Did you meet Marvelous Mo? You did. You do see Marvelous Mo. Just very suddenly you see and out in the one mirror. You see the scout that you saw, Gwyn, who you guys killed. You see his face pop up. And you also see various other towns. And then sort of at the end of this, you see the face of Chuckles sitting in the mirror. And when you look at the other one curiously, you see a young boy wearing a sort of made up badge, a little bomb on it. You see the familiar face of Gladden, which you remember to be he was part of Murad. He was the one that was in Glimmerglad and was essentially out to get you guys from the start. You see a bunch of peasants, and you see a large tabax golden coat, very tabby coat, very large, very stately. And you see all these faces, and they kind of, as you look, and Broomfang looks satisfied. All right then, the witch is still there. Thank goodness. Okay, where were we? I think we might have to wait for Sarah. There's no hope for us if we go in there with that thing.
So
It will be with us shortly. If there's nothing you can remember, I will simply split you and the emotions to have Grognak brought before. Grognak, you've been such a discipline. Care to tell? Is there anything you can remember? Do you want to redeem yourself?
Well, I remember the same things that I told her.
You wouldn't probably, given that works don't tend to be very lovey-dovey. So anything that Edgar would have shown would not have been. He might have called you like his little like wing or something as affectionately, so you would know that he often refers his dragon, but particular.
No, I don't want to know what you mean. What do you ask me? What should I be remembering?
There's a door. It's not the door I've shown you. And there's a vault. And inside this vault is something that I need. But to open this vault, I need blood. And I also need, in particular, a song, it would seem. And it would seem that the song is known to that one guess. Sarah and Berlin. And it would be very helpful. Berlin can remember. This song will open part of the vault, and her blood will open the other. With that, we will.
So you think that I might know the song?
Potentially. Does she ever hum something?
I hardly listen to her.
This is such a bad relationship.
It's there.
It's like my face. Well, we can always just go and find out. See how quickly that memory of yours sparks. And at the same time as he's saying that, here one of the orcs. Sire, they've caught the other two. Zelda's got them in the Zelda's got them in the castle. They've got them. We can get them all in together. And he's just speaking very hurriedly. And Nizori's on the way. And we all go. And get them all together. We can put them all in the pits, or we can do whatever you want, sire. Just tell us. And he starts to sort of as he runs in, and Grimthang looks very thoughtful for a second, and all right, well, we'll wait for your friends then. See if any of you. You're like say you're like don't look at me like that. You're both being very tight-lipped.
So am I still standing like right by the mirrors?
Yes.
So I'm gonna like put my hand on one of them, and at the same time I'm gonna say the Grimfang, and be like, so what's with these mirrors, anyways?
Those mirrors were made by none other than right. Very talented. They're trophies of a sort. And you see on top, I told you guys this, right? That it was the sort of, what did I say was sitting on top of the pillar? Do you remember? I don't remember if I said this or if I cut it out because it was going to be too dark.
What pillar inside the?
Yeah, on here. I think I described thing to do with Agar. How far is too far? Awesome.
That's good.
Okay, you see the skull and the sword, and you see it very much placed like a trophy on top of this pillar. They're trophies. Kept them to remind me of battles won, much like Agar there.
So then I'll look at the mirror and then like my hands on it. I'll like turn and look at it. Like, so are these people dead?
No, they're simply held in a state of suspension. No, I haven't decided yet what to do with these people. And whether or not I care to keep them around in the next couple days. So I have what's in that vault. However, that witch, she will be the first to go. If I can.
Which?
Yeah, that incessant clown.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either.
That we have in common. And I'm going to shift it back so you're just having this very awkward, very sad conversation.
This is
So
awkward.
uncomfortable.
Oh my gosh.
And as you stare into the mirrors, and Grognak is very puzzled by all of it. And oh wait, I forgot to do this when you killed the snake. As you're standing in this throne room, roll me a perception check, both of you.
Okay, I got a 23.
Berlin, as you're standing and you're finally, for the first time, having a second. Grognak is now breathing. But he's breathing. He's awake. He's alive. You've now seen these men. You're now taking a step to gather your thoughts. As Grimfen's clearly quite happy to just wait it out. You get a second. And you're sort of maybe sitting there in this awkward conversation, taking a second, and you begin to see something that you haven't seen in this, and you're not sure what might have triggered it, but it's the metal sort of tilting it under a specific light. You sort of see a flash, a glimmer of maybe inscription. As along your mace, because you've got those spikes along your mace, sort of at the bottom, flashing around. Very faint inscription.
Can I read it?
Yeah, absolutely. Reading it. Good. That's good. You read in what language do you speak?
Does it say on the description?
Yeah, it should say.
Under traits.
Proficiencies
probably be
in proficiencies in language, which is by where your armors are and stuff and the weapons that you know.
Under critical traits.
Yeah, it doesn't say language here. I can't remember what I picked, but I probably whatever I picked, there's probably Orcish involved as well.
I'll quickly see because I do have your character sheet, but I have your
It just says common and orc.
Yeah, common and Orc. You're right.
okay.
Which is probably similar, I would think.
Yeah. Oh,
So you see wrapped around, you see a language that you understand, scrawled around, but it's very clearly a language. And it's to you it would look almost more like glyph-like. You see it sort of wrapping around this scepter, almost illuminating slightly as maybe your blood has sort of dripped onto it. With sort of, as you're sitting there, maybe some of the from the wounds that you have taken, it's dripping onto it, and with each drip, the inscription is sort of becoming more clear as it's almost filling blood, lit, if you will, or more obvious.
Okay, but I can't understand that.
Okay, we're gonna go back to Sable and Silver, and you guys have been sitting for quite a while. At this point, just chained and waiting, and finally, after what feels like an eternity, the doors heave open. The big sort of doors to the dining area, and you hear sort of this like you would imagine like a walker sound scraping if it was like. It sounds like that, but it's just feet. But like someone's like shuffling into the room, like just slowly making their way over, and you see a haggard little old bird creature. Is best way you can, and heavily long, sort of neck sort of extending, and the head sort of pops out from the hood, and the big vulture-like head extending out, and with a beak, nearly the same size, and large talons sort of clutching a scepter or a staff going on top. See for the first Mizore over the Canadian boy, and you see for the first time Mizore in her form as she hulks into the room or skulks into the room. Oh, Sire's gonna be very happy about this. All right, it's the cat. The tiefling. I think you two are playing in my room. Done a great deal of damage up there. All right. Right. And I believe that you may have taken some that don't belong to you. You might have burned in the fire. Either way, we'll come. We've got to go. And she starts just sort of like, and the soldiers all look terrified. We don't want to make them until she does turn. Would you like to And I will say in the amount of time that you guys have been waiting, at this point, you guys have all taken a short rest.
Oh,
What happens after short rest again?
You can
Um,
use as many.
And you can use as many of your hit dice as you want.
That's it?
Mhm.
Okay, I was basically at full.
Oh,
I just want my spell slots back.
yeah, I think
let me see here. I'm not very hurt, but like, oops.
Nice. Yeah, because I don't think they ever actually got to
That's usually because you're dice. So I
Okay.
think if you use 3 previously, extra.
Well, I'll take. I guess. Hold on. I use 1d. It says I can use 1d10 for healing. Plus 1.
Oh, okay, right. And then I read too that your constitution to your hit dice.
Oh, okay, I'm back up to full. And actually, that short rest is actually very important because one of my things resets.
Yay.
Oh, I don't get any spell slots, but I do get something. Which is, I don't know, this is kind of meta talk though, but like, the question is, do I try it at this point?
I don't know. I feel like I just want to get to Grimfang at this point. I figured.
would you like to try?
Well, I don't think we do anything.
I could possibly get out of here, but it'd cause probably more problems than is worth. Because I get my channel divinity back, and I could basically use it to double my strength again. But I don't know. I'm gonna look over to Sola. I'm gonna try to match eyes with you.
Okay.
What are your eyes saying to me in this moment of time as we're getting lifted,
As
as we're getting carried away?
You're not carrying, they're just unhooking you.
Oh, as they're hooking me.
They're keeping you shackled, like your arms are going to continue shackled behind your back.
It's sort of like you can kind of look at
you're
him and
not-
he's just. I'm like shrugging, like what, like honestly, like what do you want me to do? Do you want me to go? Do you want me to get out of here? Or do you want me to stay?
I think I'm gonna kind of give like a shrug and a nod towards Nazori as if I think we should go.
Okay. All right.
Alright, she
As we
continues
get up,
to sort
I want to do one thing though. I want to slap my tail across the guard's face.
You do. And
If he's wearing a helmet, I want to knock it off.
you absolutely do. You knock the helmet off. And it clangs on the ground and is already comes back, her head like bods as she looks and she kind of clears it.
Can I do the? Can I? I want to imagine that. I'm gonna do like a low cat growl, and then begrudgingly walk with them.
And she walks you over to that same sort of glyph that walks over and her head sort of bobs and her voice raspy. As she kind of chuckles sort of to herself, much like a bird would. She walks over to the fox head and she sort of makes a couple motions and a circle begins to appear. And she has you all sort of step inside and she motions for the guards to stay back and pushes them sort of over the circle, just all right. And she does something. I don't remember what you have to do with motion, but she makes the circle also light up, and a brilliant appears. Go on in. He's waiting. She kind of motions for you guys to go in. You go.
Yeah, I just follow.
You
at
guys
this
step
point.
through, and you step through, sort of blinking from bright light. You step into a very dim light. You guys both have dark vision, though, so it is jarring just from going from the. But you see the same thing. You see that stone as you guys get kind of thrust out, sort of at the back of it here, and you get thrust out of this portal. She steps out behind you. Sire, I've caught them. They're here, sire. Is this really wise? You just dispatch them, sire. Why would we have them? Why not just put them in pits? The pups haven't eaten in days. And she kind of talking, chattering, and Grimfang looks very unbothered by all her chattering. Come on, Nizori, we've got lots to do. And he motions for you all. And as you guys are pulled forward and pushed forward down the way, roll me perception for just roll me perception.
Everybody.
I got,
Sorry, no, just
Yeah. I got a 1.
I got a 1 too.
You
We're
rolled
doing,
an
we're
actual
doing
one.
great. Yeah.
That's not helpful. You guys both see nothing.
Are we still gagged?
Did hear
They took them away.
They took the gags away?
I didn't say that. I'm not doing a very good job. No, they didn't. They took them away. You don't have them.
They took the gags out?
Mhm. Yeah. When they unshackled you and they like pushed you along, if that's alright. Unshackled.
Oh, okay.
Or not. Sorry. When they took you away from the pillar. Still like
I can't hear you were cutting out then. I didn't hear that.
they took it out when they changed your chaining. They changed you from being around and they moved you to the portal. They
Oh,
changed. We put the manacles together, but they essentially unshackled you, put your manacles together, and then took your gig.
okay, because I wanted to, if they if I knew that I wanted to say something to the guards before they pushed me over.
Go ahead.
Rewind a little bit. I just wanted to mention that I'm gonna say the call has been sound, and then as he pushes me back.
All right, you guys get pushed into the throne room, and you see Berlin, you see Grognak,
Wait, we see
looking very
them?
rough. Yeah, you see them at the end, and you see them you see Berlin maybe sitting on Grognak chained up, much like you guys are. Berlin is the only one that is unshackled in this space. As Missouri sort of makes her way forward. Sire, we've got them, sire, we can finally get in the vault, sire. Do we really need these two, sire? What about the why the two? I don't think they're not used. We only need daughter of Agar. The daughter of Agar is the one who knows. Maybe Sarah knows, but the daughter knows. Why would we need these two? Why would him? He's annoying. Let's just end it. And she kind of like shuffles forward, bringing you guys with her. Would you like to say anything to Grimfang?
I'm gonna go. Berlin, are you all right?
Hey. Hey.
Hey. Berlin, what's going on here? I thought they were trying to capture you. Are you not a prisoner?
I'm as good as a prisoner. They've got Grognak. At least I still have my mace. We're good though. I'm okay. Grognak.
Grognak could be better.
Yes, I think his arms. I'm okay.
He could be better, yeah. Are you guys okay? Are we allowed to have
Nobody's in. Thanks. Just quietly.
you guys all good?
I'm not like paying attention to Grimfang at all. I'm turned to Berlin and Grognak. Still, I guess I'm still chained, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We talked to the king.
You guys. You what?
We had counsel with the king, or so he calls himself.
Yes, seal the gun. Terrible job, seal the gun. I think we should kill him.
But he's not the king.
Seal the gun is the king. He's the king. He's not the king. Where's Crow? I don't know.
Oh no. This is like the murder mystery and that like one little thing.
I forgot about that.
But it's also kind of like those things in Tyler's campaign that never give me a straight answer. Yeah.
Oh, just as annoying. each other.
Can I
That's-
turn to
yeah.
the bird?
Yeah,
I'm gonna like, what did you do to him? What did you do to the king?
the king guy did nothing to the king. The king's fine. He's simply suspended, and the king is fine. The king's fine. I don't know what you're talking about. The king is fine.
Did she say that
Hey, what's up?
Can I cast Medallion of Thoughts?
Yep,
Oh,
she?
absolutely.
Ooh,
Sorry.
perfect.
I'm
No, no,
sorry.
no, go ahead, go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah, that's.
On Nizori,
Oh, actually, wait, no.
Nizori's thoughts are very much like the way Nizori speaks.
Yeah.
But you do hear the mirror. Why is they asking about the mirror? Why do they care? The king, in the mirror, obviously. The king's fine. Why are we talking so much about Zelda? Zelda's just annoying. Brought Zelda Ganon into this in the first place. I don't know. But anyway, the king's fine.
Again.
Shush. And a very original name, okay?
Very original, yes.
And the king's in the mirror, just like all the mirror with that stupid witch, that obnoxious witch. She escaped once, she's gonna escape again. No. We put the shackles on her. The shackles, the dimension. Yes, she's on. She's fine. She's not gonna get out. The king. Why are they asking the king?
And I'm gonna shout out, the king's in the mirror!
What?
The king's in the mirror. Of course, the king's in the mirror. Why do you think the king's right there in the mirror? Can't you see? And you see that particular slideshow coming up, and you see the same thing now. Sola and Sable, you see these same faces. Sola, you see something of your nightmare sort of wisping. All of them, if you were to look, they all look very dead. They don't look like they're like seeing you back. It's just sort of like a picture. Their faces are sort of slideshowing back. And you do see the king in there. You see that face among them.
I guess we wouldn't know that her mace is enchanted, would we?
No, only Berlin would. Only Berlin would notice that there's something up. So unless she verbalizes that, you wouldn't know. And to break the wall again, nobody else knows but Berlin in terms of how I've created this. So she's the only one that's noticed. Like, I don't have it in the background that anyone else knows.
Oh, like about Chuckles.
No, about
Or-
her mace. The properties of her mace.
Yeah,
Only
that's what
Berlin,
yeah.
Chuckles.
Yeah.
Even what she's the inscription on.
Yeah.
As far as what's going on. Whatever you can gather, that's what basically. Yeah. So you don't hear anything in Nizori's thoughts about that. You just
No.
basically hear that they were looking for Berlin, they found her. Does she remember the lullaby? Maybe. We've got to find it, we've got to find it. Her blood, she needs to give up a lot of blood. That's gonna be a lot. She's pretty small for that much blood. We'll see. And she starts to sort of mumble in her head. Would you like to ask anything else? Over here.
How do we get the witch out of the mirror?
Wait, you want to get the witch? The witch? Why? She's in the mirror. That's where we put her. She finally stayed in that one. She broke one of mine already. Why would I want to put her back in that?
Well, how do you put
Why
her in
would
the
I get
mirror?
her- I made her get in the mirror.
Can they get out the same way?
Why would I? And how long is your spell? Medallion spells?
Oh, I don't know. That would depend on the detect thoughts spell, but I don't have that.
I find it. Up to 1 minute.
Oh, nice.
So I would say that you still have enough time, and you just hear. Obviously, Misery loves company. Misery loves Chuckles' company. Misery loves King's company. Misery loves everybody. And you hear that just going through her head, and she's like, "How do we not know why they created that?"
So
Wow.
that was your
It's
nest
like-
that we set on fire up there in above the king.
Yes, I'm not very happy about that. I'm not very happy. I worked hard, very, very, very hard. I've been trying to find a cure forever. Finally, I almost found Grip Thing. I forgot to tell you, I've almost got the cure. I'm pretty sure I've got it. I've got the cure. I definitely have the cure. I have the cure. And she starts to ramble on. And we need to go and talk to them. We need to go and talk to them all the tents and the bright colors. We have to go talk to them. Feywild, gotta get in the Feywild. Unicorns.
What happens if we break the mirror?
Oh, if you break the mirror, well, um, I wouldn't suggest that because I made the mirrors and the mirrors are beautiful and amazing. And to be honest, they're pretty new. I don't know what happens to those inside. Although we might not need the king anymore, so, but I'd rather not release the witch.
If the king's in the mirror, why is he upstairs?
The king's in the mirror. Of course he's in the mirror.
But who's that
You
up
see
there?
him. Zealdeganon. He's in the mirror. Or he's not in the mirror. He's out. The king's in the mirror. Zealdeganon's up top.
How can you be in the mirror and also be up top?
Zealdeganon's up top.
So that's not the king.
That is the king. It's
Then
maybe
who's in the
king.
mirror?
Zealdeganon is the king.
I'm trying to confuse her. I don't know if this is
The
working.
witch. Is Chuckles the witch?
You know her name, Chuckles. And
Yeah.
when you say, do you say her name out loud?
Yeah.
You say her name out loud, and immediately the mirror shimmers, and a very confused, very disoriented. What? I'm out. I'm out again.
Chuckles!
Wow. Hi. Oh,
wait.
I recognize you.
Would I know Chuckles?
And she
actually?
looks at Grimfang and she looks at Nazora and, oh, you couldn't keep me in, could you? This has been so much fun. Are you taking me out for some more torture? And she looks excited. But you do see that on each of her wrists, 2 shackles. They're not connected, but they're there. And you can see her clearly look at them, look a little bit frustrated.
Oh no, she's the torturer. Oh no. Or you're the torturer.
I do like to torture. Of course I do. I can't remember her voice now. I'm just gonna do a stupid voice. I do like to torture. Of course I do. It's great fun.
I'm not surprised.
Chuckles! What about the oh, I don't- what is it called? The caravan, the other tents. Are they okay? Are you supposed to be the security?
I am the security, yes. However, Grimfang, he kind of took me. Well, I should rephrase that. And Grimfang, so frustrated. He puts his back. Had to let her out. Sorry. And and he just gets like an audible like. This is who managed to infiltrate and get me stone skin. This is the witch. This is the most obnoxious creature I've ever met. And no matter how many times stretcher or stocks or wherever, that idiotic laugh never seems to fade.
Does
And that
Chuckles?
ridiculous smile
Oh, sorry.
never seems to fade. And frankly, if you have any idea how to make it stop, I would be open to suggestions.
Oh no, you know what? I actually just realized that I really enjoy her company.
Does Chuckles have like a bell missing on her
Yes.
outfit?
You see that? Yes.
Chuckles!
Yeah, so on her, she's got like, okay, this hat is not the hat that I envision her. I envision her sister's hats, and so she's missing one.
Chuckles!
But they're all and she's missing. Yes,
I have one of your bells.
you found it.
Yeah. I
Oh,
have
that's
it.
really special. That's just for you. You can keep that. Can't remember how she talks. That's really special. And I'm so glad you kept that because what that's going to do is, and I'm going to give you a little card in a second. But by bringing me my bell back, I'm going to be your best friend.
Solo like audibly whimpers.
I was gonna bring. I kept it just for you, Chuckles.
Thank you. That's so kind. You know, they tried to put me in the mirror the first time. And when I lost my bell escaping from here, I was very so I'm really relieved that you found it. Actually, I'm very, very, very. Relieved. And I'm just talking with the story.
Chuckles says, joining the party.
Don't worry, Chuckles. I bought it just for you. We can, I promise you, we'll get you out of there. I know. As I say that, I'm already chained up.
She looks at Broomfang with her like smile. Why did you bring me out? Are we gonna have some more fun? She looks at all of you bloody.
I'm like, you're just trying to shrink. Like,
I remember you.
No.
Oh, we had great fun.
Mhm.
I only have to get these stupid shackles off. Broomfang, you mind? And he just Nizori walks over and she mutters something and she does some sort of motion. And Chuckles very sadly sort of, man, you need to get tortured. And she like marches back into the mirror and it very quickly becomes a, and that is where we're session.
No.
So I have to really
You have to
I think that's
do the face paint again.
yeah, I think that's all it was. I don't think I actually did that do. I didn't want to do it today because I didn't want to.
No, that's fine.
You would have done it right away. Oh, and Chuckles' is bell.
Yeah.
She gave you her bell, and what that is going to do for you, I'm just going to tell you, is you are going to get to use that one time, and jingling that bell. I'm not going to tell you everything, but jingling that bell from what you can gather, what she said is that she is going to help you for a maximum time with any task, any sort of command that you have for her. You can do like her help. She will help you for 1 full minute to the fullest extent of
Oh.
and that's what her bell is going to do. But after that one use, you only have one use with it.
Okay.
Where did you get the bell from? I don't
It's in the mirror.
yeah, I was in the room with the cure.
So,
know.
and I found like blood too, and so like fabric.
Yeah.
So that was from when she escaped the first time. And it was- It's kind of funny to have. I like that.
I wasn't sure if you guys would hate me to it, but I was like, I want to bring her into it so bad.
I like when like lesser kind of like evil. She's never been like purely evil, but like lesser.
She's just
kind
not
of evil.
directed it. And
I like when those characters come back and like in the big battle, and because the big evil guy is that evil that suddenly they're on your side. I love that.
Very much disagree.
say you guys have a strong ally.
Mm.
I got. Yeah, that's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy.
What's Sprinkles?
You don't know. It's just
I want Sprinkles. Why is Sprinkles not here?
Yes, Sprinkles is terrifying. And it can only handle so much more.
Sprinkles isn't a good conversator.